Black Clover has been getting really hot as of late, especially with one character in particular being Noelle Silva. Noelle Silva is a key member of the Black Bulls and is royalty through the Silva family in the Clover Kingdom. Ever since the beginning, we have seen a lot of growth and development in Noelle. Manga spoilers incoming, and they will be used in the video, by the way. With her newest upgrade and most recent temporary contract with Undine, it gave me the inspiration to write a piece about Noelle. With that said, I think she's the best character in Black Clover, and today I will educate you on that. So with that said, let's hop into this water princess. Noelle has been a very important character since the very beginning of Black Clover. She has always had this attitude that because she's royalty, she deserves the utmost respect. However, at the start, royalty doesn't actually acknowledge her. What I mean by that is her family totally thought she was a loser, and ever since she was a child, she had gone through emotional trauma caused by them. Noelle has 3 siblings, all members of the Silver Eagles, one being the captain of the Silver Eagles, Noelle Silva, followed by her 2 other siblings, Solid and Nebra. The 3 siblings at first humiliated Noelle because they thought she was responsible for their mother's death. At the start of the series, we see Nebra and Solid pour food and drinks on her, and just overall give her a terrible time. Due to this, she developed an inferiority complex in comparing herself to them. Noelle tells her not to join the Magic Knights, but deep down, we really know why. I'll touch upon this later. So, Noelle's siblings are pretty mean to her in the beginning. It's not just because of their mother's death though, it's also due to the fact that Noelle didn't have very good magic control in the beginning. Anytime she would fire a spell, it would always miss and wind up going somewhere else. As a royal who had a lot of magic power, this was a problem. She also has a really kind side to her and doesn't wish to hurt anyone. She has an arrogant side as well that wouldn't allow her to admit to her mistakes. However, Captain Yami Tsukahiro didn't care about that, so she joined the Black Bulls. At first, she is somewhat embarrassed to be in the Black Bulls, but after a while, it starts to really feel like home to her. She also learns to admit when she's wrong, and thus, she begins working on herself and her magic. With the influence and encouragement of the Black Bulls, we start to see major changes in Noelle, like her confidence, her feelings for Asta get stronger, and just her magic gets stronger as a whole. When working on herself, she starts to realize that not all commoners are pests. After seeing a little girl ask her for help, Noelle begins to realize this. She uses a chunk of her magic power to put a shield of water around everyone. I would say the magic prowess improves after she meets Kahono, a priestess of the Seabed Temple. During that said arc, Noelle starts to get control of her magic, learning spells like Sea Dragon's Nest and Sea Dragon's Roar. With her royal lineage as well, she can use these quite a few times. The first time this happened was when Veto appeared and grabbed Kahono by the hair. Noelle released her magic, and the entire Sea Temple started to shake. She fires a Sea Dragon's Roar. Veto fails to counter her spell, and it then blows off his arm and goes through some walls. Later throughout the series, Noelle learns even more diverse and amazing water magic through her Water Valkyrie armor. With this, Noelle creates a water suit of armor around her body. The attention to detail with this armor is very cool in design too. This armor allows her to glide through the air and water, also improving Noelle's speed and movement drastically. The lance that comes with this armor is also super powerful. After heading to the Heart Kingdom and learning how to use natural magic, she learns how to use her mermaid form. The armor turns into a set of mermaid armor, and this allows Noelle to move swiftly through the water. Noelle learned all of this because of the confidence she gained in herself and through the friendship she gained through the Black Bulls and the rest of her friends. Outside of her magical prowess though, I wanted to cover her relationship with her older brother Noelle. At first, Noelle comes off as hating her and thinking she's just a waste of space and time. But eventually, Noelle actually apologizes to Noelle and explains that the only reasons why he said those cruel things and didn't want her to join the Magic Knights was because she had looked like her mother. And because of that, he didn't want anything bad to happen to her. And he really cared for her a lot. After this apology and recognition that Noelle had gotten stronger, Noelle starts to really show his true feelings for his little sister. Noelle, being belittled for years, had finally gotten the recognition she wanted from her older brother. Noelle had cared for Noelle the entire time, and he only wanted to keep her safe. What I like about Noelle is that he still shows instances caring for her. Like for example when Yami chose her to train in the Heart Kingdom. He had some worry in his eyes. There's also the time when Noelle went with the Black Bulls in episode 143 of the anime. They were flying on Noelle's bird, and Noelle makes the comment, "I don't want to lose any forces." Yami makes a joke and says, "Nah, you're just worried about your little sister." And Noelle makes a threat to him. Very, very wholesome moment. Hopping into another aspect is her relationship between Asta. Noelle has always had a huge crush on Asta since the very beginning. Due to her pride and royal nature, she has a hard time showing Asta how she truly feels. They do have some really cute moments though. And it's because of Asta that Noelle is able to get to where she is. All the stupid comments she makes are just ways to show her love for him, which I think is actually kind of sweet. There's also a cute love triangle between Noelle and her distant cousin, Mimosa Vermilion. Mimosa is also the one family member who has always been nice to Noelle. Also, I want to say they're distant cousins? Is that how they are related? Let me know down below. Bottom line though, I think Noelle has the best character development in all of Black Clover. She goes from doubting herself, added with emotional trauma from her family and bad magic control, to the best character in the series. She gains confidence through all her friends, gains respect from her brother, and learns a plethora of water magic techniques, even eventually learning how to use natural water magic with a new twist on her magic Valkyrie armor. Noelle goes from hardly being able to control her magic to being able to fight on par with Megicula, the demon who killed her mother and one of the Dark Triad. Noelle really never knew her mother, but she wants to avenge her. She fights Megicula once, but that fails, even with all the training she went through. But now, with a temporary contract with Undine, the water spirit, she goes head to head against Megicula one more time. The tidbits we learn about her mother as well also give her growth, which I love even more. We learn about what kind of magic knight she was. Noelle and her mother are actually very much alike, even having very similar Valkyrie armor. Acer Silva plays a big role in Noelle's life and the story. We also learn she was cursed by Megicula, and to keep the family safe from it, the death of the Silva mother was blamed on Noelle for cover-up. All of that, and Noelle still got to where she is now in the story. Loads of people doubted her, and now she's on par with a high-class devil. Noelle has the power of a typical Black Bull, being able to surpass her limits. And with a huge fight incoming for her, I have no doubt in my mind she will defeat Megicula, avenge her mother, and rescue the Heart Queen. So you now see my points as to why I think Noelle is the best character. She has a drive that's unmatched, and being a royal who suffered the way she did, she went through a lot to get to where she is. I know there are going to be a lot of you who may even say Asta is the best character. I agree, Asta is a great character, but remember one thing, he's the protagonist, the main protagonist. To me, Asta is a great character, but he has that Naruto side about him. I also love Naruto, no shade to him at all, but Asta is very similar to him in concept. Think about it. Demon inside, crappy skills in the beginning, got laughed at by people, and eventually earns the respect of everyone. He even becomes a hero. Asta's personality and drive have always been the same. Noelle's development, however, turned an entire 180, especially for not being a main protagonist. What I mean by main protagonist is Asta or Yuno level. Noelle is a protagonist, but we're obviously more focused on Asta and Yuno because they are the main characters. Noelle was royalty, and she essentially got banished from her family. From what we see in Black Clover, the royals live a pretty fantastic life. Noelle, being a banished royal, getting backlash from her family, and having horrible control of her magic, that's pretty hard to come back from. Noelle prevailed though, and she rose high above in the ranks. We see drastic changes in her personality, her confidence, her magic, and her love for her family. She 180'd from everything, and now she's one of the most powerful characters in the series. That's a lot of mental backlash to recover from. Asta and Yuno were plenty loved as children. Noelle was not. But like I said before, when she found her family, the Black Bulls, she trained extremely hard. And look at where she is now. She has newfound confidence, magic abilities, and a heart of gold who loves her family, both her royal one and her Black Bulls one. Well, that wraps up why I think Noelle is the best character in Black Clover. I really hope Noelle continues to get the development she is. I also hope we learn more about her mother. She's a very important person in Noelle's life, and I hope she can get the revenge she desires because she deserves it. Also, I should mention right now, I am currently recording this on June 16th, 2021. Black Clover, chapter 295. If anything changes between now and the time this video goes live, I will leave a pinned comment and we will discuss down below. Anywho though, who do you guys think is the best character in Black Clover? Do you think it's Noelle, or do you think it's someone else? Let me know down below. With that said though, I think I'm gonna wrap up this video. I'm Mystic Sage, and I will see you in the future for more Black Clover and anime content.
Be sure to follow us on TikTok at Mystic Sage 1 for daily anime content.